everyone. So today we're doing an unboxing of the new Terraforming Mars Kickstarter. It came in today.
Yay!
So, obviously from our previous rating of this game, there was a lot of things that we had to add to this game to make this playable. With the new Kickstarter, it's supposed to resolve all of those issues. So we're going to go through today with Robert's version, because we've already pimped out ours, and kind of see what the differences are between the base and the upgraded options that they offered us in this Kickstarter. So we're going to start out by unboxing the original Terraforming Mars. So again, we can review what those new pieces look like.
So these are all the expansions that
Yes.
we're not going to have to open. So I will do that later.
Oh, we're not going to open the expansions?
I will eventually, but I mean, I think that the key thing I want to show in this video is to show, all right, here's your base form of Terraforming Mars, and then you get all these cool upgrades.
Yes.
But you got to have Prelude.
To play it, you're absolutely right.
Venus.
So opening up the base game.
Colonies. Turmoil you could really leave without.
Yeah, if you don't remember, we didn't care for is it Turmoil? The one we didn't
Turmoil.
care
Are you
for?
going to throw it in the trash can? Yep. That's what I figured.
All right, so there's going to be all the standard resources, which is plastic cubes. We'll keep the colored cubes, but the resource cubes are out because we got these
Hold on, we gotta
awesome
open them up.
individually wrapped resources. So there's like over 100 different cubes.
See,
The
we
metal
gotta
cubes,
actually open
every
that.
single one is individually packaged.
I
We
don't
want
know.
to
So-
make sure they're safe when they get here.
That's right. So I get to, on average, I've seen people say they take about an hour to unpack everything.
Which is absolutely ridiculous. All right, so again, the standard Terraforming Mars has the 5 different player colors. There are different additive ones that you can buy. Like, for example, I bought purple, but there's
Whatever.
oranges. Yeah, there are a bunch of different colors if you wanted to do different colors. They did not add anything to this
You're
box.
saying that you can purchase them from other vendors. They're not from the official
Right.
Right,
Terraforming Mars.
but they look exactly the same. They match perfectly. There's no issues there. Probably from the same place that they bought them.
So standard cards, rule book, which this rule book is accurate, saying it's Terraforming Mars, not like
There's
Valletta.
not an ad on the back.
Yeah, and there's no ad for Valletta or anything like that.
Yeah, that seemed only fair. Not Valletta, but it was the other game we played.
But it was Valletta.
No,
No,
Valletta
Valletta
had
had the
ad.
Malta, yeah. So it was, I don't remember. Standard player cardboard, I believe that's one of the upgrades, is that there's a different player board.
So we'll see that here in a
Yeah.
minute.
No, you won't, because you're not opening the expansions. They don't have it.
No, I think the new player board
Oh,
is in
the
the
Turmoil
box.
had it. Okay.
Standard board, and then all these cardboard chits. So if you're not familiar with the game, you got different cities that you can build. You got plants that you can terraform Mars with. You got water tiles, and then that's mainly it. So there really isn't a whole lot to the base game.
Yes.
It's mainly cards.
Yes. And again, we didn't pull these out. These are a different brass color.
Yeah, you got. They
These are
probably
different
changed
colors.
slightly different
They
colors.
changed slightly.
Yeah, and they might even be a better quality because I believe you guys' first printing and these cubes were peeling really
Yeah.
bad.
So we saw these. So I just want to point this out. And they did. Let's open one of these to see
So
what
the
differences
original
are.
metal cubes you had to purchase, right? It was
Yeah,
an
we
add-on.
bought
Yes.
them from an external
And they
vendor.
were extremely expensive. Nearly, I think we spent over $100 on them with the purple color, the purple
Yeah.
of these. It was pretty pricey. But well worth it, I think. So I don't know what the upgrade for this is. So difference between the metal cubes, you'll, I assume, take a picture of these, and the plastic cubes. These are actually the same size. So the gold
That's
ones
good.
that we have, actually the gold are the same size as the other ones.
Which is a good thing because your player boards, if the inlay boards, they'll fit right instead of having to worry about it.
Well, these fit in there.
Right.
These don't.
But you got the sections where you put the
Yeah.
cubes. If they're
Yeah,
too
yeah.
big, you wouldn't be able to
So,
put
so that is something to note, is that the metal cubes are actually the same size as the components versus the ones that you had to buy out from
That's
other vendors.
one less metal cube I have to unpack now.
No, we're gonna put it back.
Don't
In
do
fact, I will
that. You're
for
mean.
you.
You are mean.
Can we get some more bags to put it around them?
Actually, we're gonna bag each one of these for him.
Okay.
guys are a bunch of jerks.
You are going to have to open Turmoil. It does have your player boards.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's get those out first.
So
We'll let him
here's
open it.
Turmoil.
Woo-hoo, unwrap your gift that you bought yourself.
Yay me.
What do you think is better? A gift you get from somebody else or a gift you buy yourself?
Well, I know what I want, so.
I'm pretty much used to ordering my own stuff. You actually
That's not
threw it
true.
into your own chair. Very nicely done.
Wait a minute. I do good.
You do.
Where do you think these chairs came from? That was,
That
I think, brilliant of me.
It was a very good gift.
It was expensive, too.
Comfy chairs. So more cardboard, the turmoil board, and here we go, the inlay boards. So very cool looking.
All right, so these are the two. This is the normal one. Again, all the cubes could slide around. It was awful to work with that. One of the first upgrades that we bought was the plastic overlays. However, in Turmoil, they did come up with an actual inlay board. So the inlay board is actually structured very different than the original. It is a lot more colorful. I actually enjoy the colorfulness of this one a lot better. However, I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the zigzag lines that the inlay
Well, that's
is.
to keep the cubes separated.
No,
Yeah, so you can grab them.
I understand that. I just, aesthetically, not as big a fan. But I do love the colors that they did. So that's nice. I enjoy that. All right. So moving on to
The main event.
the main
But
event.
while we're getting to there, just so you guys can see also, one of the
The
Kickstarters that
yeah.
I got was the sleeves. And the neat thing about the sleeves that they gave me is the fact that they got different sleeves for the different card types that you get in the game. So that way it's easier to keep them organized. So like you've got, these are the Prelude cards.
So they're just like the back of the original cards.
Not all of them.
No.
Oh, not all of them. No, you're right. These aren't.
And yeah, these are just all project cards. This is the corporation cards.
Oh, those are cool. So,
The global event cards. That's kind of neat. The meteors that you can get in the game.
but then you would know when you're
Yeah.
shuffling. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but
That
The
doesn't make any
rest,
sense.
the rest are all just the standard.
Or is that something
maybe
else?
it might be something else.
It might
Yeah,
be
it
Turmoil,
might
maybe?
Possibly.
So we don't play with that one enough. Okay.
Yeah, the only problem with sleeves like that, they look cool, but if you get expansions after the original print of this, that's going to be a problem if you're going to have to get the sleeves that match, which is, I did that for a few games and I stopped. I was always going to use clear sleeves.
Okay. So now Robert gets to open up.
His new toys.
Yay! I want to see this. I feel like we should compare this to my upgrades.
Well, we can do that. We have them nearby.
Christmas.
You've been waiting for this. You've been
I've been
talking about
waiting
it
a
for
while.
yes. Trust
Well,
me, we've gotten a countdown on when it's coming.
We played this so many times, and then just seeing Miranda's pretty 3D pieces, and then when this became available, it was like an economical way for me to be able to get everything. Plus, not have to spend $200 to have you 3D print all the tiles.
Yes.
So
They get to mold
I think
their
it's a
stuff.
pretty
I
cool
don't.
looking box. It's a nice cover art, and it's black. Here we go. So here's the plant tiles.
Okay.
Here's the city tiles. And then the water tiles and like the nuclear
the
explosion
specialty.
ones. And there's some additional cardboard in here for something. It's like make some kind of tray holder. And here's the cool part, the part that Miranda wanted to look at, the organizer
Yes,
system. So
I'm
here's
excited
the
to see
trays
that.
to hold all those 3D printed tiles. I'm going to take a look.
Yeah, it works better when you take the lid off.
Oh, okay. So it literally fits in that.
Literally.
I wonder if we can just buy the trays, and I wonder if it will
Yeah,
fit
yours,
mine.
no, there's no way yours.
Yeah,
will fit in
mine's
there.
too tall.
So in addition, in here you've got, looks like you got a box to help organize. You got card dividers. You got this long box.
I kind of want this box just to hold our cards.
You got the
Well,
long box
actually,
to hold all the cards.
But from what I've heard, the cards when they're sleeved don't fit into that box.
Even with the tuck box.
That's what people have been complaining about online.
We got resource holders. We got individual player trays. You got the same rover that you guys got for the
That's
first
cool.
player marker.
Where did you end up picking that up?
From them.
Oh, okay.
And then there's another tray for more stuff. So,
What stuff?
I don't know, probably more cards.
So, Robert, how much did you end up paying for this whole set?
$348. So
Wow.
that's with everything.
So how many kidneys did you sell?
A half of a kidney.
Okay.
I got pretty good kidneys.
Oh, you have.
All right,
one
but
and a
no,
half.
listen, hold up. Now, all the games considered, right? So,
Right.
so if you consider all, you've got
All
every
the
single
expansion packs.
expansions. You've got the
Metal
actual
resources.
metal cubes, which by alone we just spent $100 for, and the like gold's bigger than what we bought, as well as the silver. So they're actually bigger metal cubes,
And the 3D printed tiles.
Mhm.
and well, these aren't 3D printed; they're molded.
Yeah, well,
But they are multicolored, which are typically a
Mhm.
lot more expensive to get. $350 and plus all the organization factors. I really don't think that was a bad
So, see,
price for an
we got the
all-in.
domes.
Oh, that is super cool.
So you put that over the city tiles.
If they need it. Okay, that is freaking cool. Let me actually give me a city here. Oh, here we go. Oh, and there's the cube.
And that's where you put your cube at.
That is, guys, that's pretty awesome.
Okay.
So, it doesn't snap in though. So you'll just.
wonder if that would work on underwater cities.
I don't know.
I can't remember how big the shapes are on there. If you
Oh,
put
that'd
some
be
cities.
interesting.
And this is, it looks like it's for turmoil. It looks like it's the Senate.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the actual chair and all that.
Yeah.
For the Senate.
So that's pretty cool. I honestly, $350 for everything you get here, absolutely. Because when I think about how much money we spent on
Yeah.
piecemealing it,
Yeah.
do I think like some of our, I think you're going to get different qualities with different upgrades. Like we didn't have anything like this with organization. We did
Yeah,
not
ours
invest
are in
it.
just a piece of cardboard box. Unfortunately, it's not great, but that's the biggest
Yeah,
con about ours. Now, we've got. I think the water tiles look a little nicer in ours, although you can see the hexes were printed. But we painted them a little bit, and I think they look pretty cool comparatively. And we put on the back the indicator to say what type of tile it
Yeah.
was, which I thought you.
but I think if you compare the price points,
Mhm.
I really do think that this is actually a phenomenal
I
deal.
think so too.
It's not bad.
If you don't have anything from Terraforming Mars and you want to go all in,
This is probably the most economical way to get it all.
yeah, I
Mhm.
absolutely agree. To have a fully upgraded version in that sense, I think it was absolutely a smart thing to do.
But
What's
yeah,
your favorite upgrade out of all of
Mine are
this?
quite a bit smaller, aren't they? Height
Yeah,
wise, the base is quite a
They're
bit smaller.
shorter and they're not quite as wide, so they'll probably fit on the
Fit on the
board a
better.
little better than the ones we printed. They're just slightly off all around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 3D. I mean, it's the 3D element of the tiles.
No. I think compared to the original, this gives you that feel that really it needed from the very
Yeah,
beginning.
I agree.
And
It
so,
made all the difference in the world.
yes, it really did. Because I do think the game as standard is a little lackluster when it comes to component
Components,
pieces.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to upgrade it really upped its game. So I think Terraforming Mars, thank goodness, or whoever did this game, were really smart in being
Mhm.
able to do a version like this for those piece snobs, that really that tactile feeling of the different pieces.
Well, I think Stronghold took a lot of flack from the quality of the components in
I
the
think
base
so,
game,
too.
and yeah, I think they realize a lot of people like you are capitalizing
Right.
off of their lack of components.
And it only makes sense as a business model that if so many people are so into pimping their game out, which I think wasn't it really probably the first game we really.
Well, it was the driver.
Pimped out
It was
that
really
much.
the driver for why we got the 3D printers to begin with, is because we really hated the components and the base game.
Well, so what really happened was, so we hated the components, right? So we actually went on Etsy and we found somebody to print off the tiles. So we purchased them. What is it? 6 months later, we were still waiting for those pieces. And
then when they came, they were disappointing. They
they
very
were,
generic.
They were awful. And by that point, Randy had actually gotten me a 3D printer, and so I printed them out, and I was like, holy cow.
It took forever, but man, once you got it.
Yeah,
I was able to really bang them out. So
and then she really upped her game when she got the different 3D printer, was doing multicolor layering. That was even cooler.
Yeah, so there's a lot of growth. But if you don't have your own 3D printer, you know, like economically wise, this is fantastic.
$350 overall for a game and the printed tiles is a lot cheaper than just the 3D printer.
Well, the 3D printed tiles in multicolor, I'm not gonna lie, are pretty pricey.
Yeah.
I know what I sell.
And a lot of work. It's more than time.
Yeah, it's really the time because like in my pieces there
got
are
multicolors on the same level, so there's painting involved in some of them. There's a lot going on. There's the trees. I love this because it's like forged colors. It starts out the auburn.
Well, no, it starts out gold for the inlay.
Oh, gold, auburn, gold. Then
it looks
brown,
like real
dark
trees.
brown, then green. I mean, but you have to keep stopping and starting. There's a lot of work going into these.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about those.
But this one is like my favorite of the tiles because it's awesome looking.
I know that one turned out so perfectly.
I like the one that looks like the Senate, the one that you just.
Honestly, guys, I love the nuclear.
The nuclear one's cool too.
I love that orange. So I mean, just for comparison, guys. So, but this is really solid. This is a mold, though. You can definitely tell it's a mold. It doesn't have the imperfections that a 3D printer does. So it depends on what you like. So, your favorite piece was
overall?
Overall.
The tiles, for sure.
The tiles. I love the dome piece on the tiles. What was your favorite piece of all this? Of all the Kickstarter
elements?
I mean, I definitely like having a storage mechanism over the box.
Yes.
And then all the expansions fitting in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a vast improvement over what we got. We have bits and pieces, and we threw all the stuff into the main box, and then the tokens.
We have cards overflowing that don't fit in the main box.
The cards don't fit. I'm eager to see if you can get your cards sleeved and in that box, because I've heard a lot of people complaining you can't, and that's a big deficit on that game. If so.
My favorite piece of this has got to be the storage mechanism, because where storage mechanism is actually really hard to 3D print because the amount of printing that you need to do and the size of your printer you have to have, it makes it that much more difficult.
You have to have a large printer bed, right?
Yeah, or break it up in small pieces, and then it's not quite as good.
Right.
And so really, that's what I absolutely love that they brought to the table, was that organization factor. So for me, that was my favorite part. So, all right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you got to see what the new Kickstarter kind of looks like. And
I'm super happy.
Yeah, hopefully you backed it. If not, I'm sorry. But maybe you'll catch it somewhere else. So we'll see you guys later. We hope you had fun. We forgot to say subscribe at the very beginning.
Well, we'll do it
subscribe now.
Subscribe now. Come on, guys. Help us out.
Yeah.
So
comments. Say, man, Robert, your Terraforming Mars big box edition looks really cool. And I go, oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
But then not as cool as ours. That's what you need to make sure you point out.
I think that's up for debate. But anyway.
Yeah, his organization's like way better than ours.
But we have custom tiles that we can never find because we have to sift through them all.
And that's the thing is when it's so funny when you pimp out different games and you kind of get a bunch of different collections. It really has a uniqueness to the game when you go to play it.
Absolutely.
Because when I go to other people that have the Terraforming Mars game and they pimped it up a different way, it's almost like playing a different game. And it's
then
kind
when you
of
don't,
interesting.
it's not as fun. And it's the exact same game.
Yeah.
It's just not as fun.
Did you used to go home and cry in your Terraforming Mars game box?
I always got me. I might have blacked out with too much whiskey each time I went. That's how I deal with my depression.
Yeah, I mean, I think upgrades really lend a lot to certain games. In this game, you almost have to have them. I really do.
This is one of those games where you do, and I'm
Yeah.
glad I waited because I've always wanted the game, but it's like I don't want a crappy copy of the game, and I didn't have the money to give to Miranda to print it. Plus the time, she's so busy doing her other projects. There'd been no way. So
Hey,
it's
you
not
did get
feasible.
a really cool Catan
I got
set.
a really cool Catan set, and it only took like a year and a half to do it.
That's not true. I started in December, and you got it like a month ago. I actually started. Like I told you I was going to start it, but I didn't actually start it in December.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I get it. So it felt like a year and a half.
It may have been from when I started, right? I don't know.
That's really your fault for believing that she was actually going to do what she said.
Hey, I eventually got it out. I mean, I had to get my piece.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I got it, and I got clear player pieces, which was unique.
I know,
So-
the diamonds, man. The diamond one. So, we haven't actually reviewed the board.
We haven't. We need to play the game.
We need to play the game.
game.
Yeah, and because that one was a lot of fun to do. Actually, worked really, really hard on those pieces. And
we'll
I
have
think
to
it
go
turned
into
out
the
really
stories about Randy's escapades of Miranda pimping out board games for him and then giving it to other people because she sells the sets and
I
stuff
think
like
you
that.
just told the story right
Oh,
there.
kind of,
That's
but
pretty much it.
we didn't laugh.
In
or
fact,
anything.
as we're talking about it, if you really want a cool Catan board, I made 2, and one of them is in my Etsy shop. Mm-hmm.
How much is it? $1 million.
Definitely not that. Although if people want to give me $1 million, I won't say nothing more. I'll be like, sure. I will wrap every single piece.
Individually.
Every road piece will be individually wrapped.
We have plenty of bags
We've got
for it
plenty
now.
of bags.
All right. Well, again, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, here we are. We're going to start unbagging each individual resource for the Terraforming Mars Deluxe box set that came in via Kickstarter. If interested, please reach out to crobertbird@gmail.com and I will sell you dime bags. Super cheap.
This is so stupid. In case you don't know the proper technique to open a bag and get metal squares out, this is going to be the most interesting video ever.
These are hard to open.
I feel sorry for the guy in wherever China or wherever these were manufactured,
whoever did this.
who had to individually bag these, not understanding why they were doing it.
But you're absolutely though. You'd have to. Whoever had to. Maybe it was somebody on restriction, you know, and this is the only thing they could do because they got hurt doing something else. And like, this is your punishment for getting hurt. How dare you? You're gonna bag each individual cube.
I think people have been sentenced to this.
Oh no. License plates, too good for you, buddy.
You're going to be taking little chunks of metal and not having any idea why, but you're going to stick them into the
In
individual
these
bags.
little plastic bags and then seal them.
Yes, this is considered community service. This is an unboxing.
Literally.
Every cube. Bet no other content people are showing this.
That's right, because we're the legends.
I wonder how much gas they could have made from the oil that was used to produce these plastic bags. We wouldn't have that
We would be in
shortage.
a shortage right now.
That's the shortages is caused by this game.
Imagine if we threw all these away in the same bag and police get called on you.
So how did you pay for all those board games, huh?
I sold my children.
In little baggies. Everybody gets a piece.
You get a finger. You get a finger.
Collect it like the Franklin Mint.
Process the New
Assemble
Albany,
the child.
Indiana.
Assemble the child. You get every bit, a little bit at a time.
You got to make the transformer sounds when you do it.
You get a prize in every one of these. It's like Cracker Jack.
Yeah, it's a metal cube. Oh man, I got another metal cube.
I already have this one.
That wasn't so bad, Randy. I would have sucked if I had to do it all by myself.